This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
What going on? What it do? And this is a very special video to me because we could be going off script today. Yes, I gotta get some stuff off my chest. This is a new series we starting. It's called State of Affairs. We could be going off script, freestyle. You feel me? And today, our topic is none other than Mrs. Isis Spices, whoever the hell her last name is. Well, this could be less of a nice spice breakdown video and more so of a state of affairs video on the state of hip hop at the moment, more specifically popular hip hop. Now, the reason why I use Ice Spice as the tagline and the face of this video is mostly because she represents a lot of what I'm going to be referring to in this video, right? So bear with me. But yes, anyways, hip hop. We all know what hip hop is. It's the most popular genre in the world at the moment. Been around for 51 years at this point. Throughout those last 5 decades, have been through some of the highest of highs and some of the lowest and most despicable of lows. Pitiful lows, that is. But why am I using Ice Spice as the face to discuss the problems of hip hop? Well, you see, one of the main issues with hip hop in this modern era is the commercialization of hip hop, right? The commodification of hip hop, so to speak. No, hip hop is a part of the music industry, the larger music industry. And we already know what the larger music industry represents at the end of the day. Corporations, control, manipulation, all these different things, capitalism. It's indoctrination at the end of the day when you think about it, right? However, hip hop at its base is of the people. Music at base level, music is of the people. Music is the thing that drives us as people. Whether we like it or not, music has always been a part of the human history, from the days when we were just beating drums and flutes and so forth, to when we first discovered how to record music and so forth and sell it. So, it's always been of the people, especially hip hop. Hip hop, punk rock, reggae, all these different genres have been grassroots genres. And hip hop, of course, became the number one genre across the world. It's inspired so many different artists outside of the genre. It also inspires so many different people outside the country and the jurisdiction of North America, not just the United States. So, for instance, me, I live all the way in Guyana and I was inspired by hip hop. So it really irks me to see the state that it's in now. And Ice Spice and a lot of these girls, but especially her, because for a long time, within the past 2 years, she was seen as like the face of female rap for some reason. She was being pushed to the moon in the mainstream. She represents a lot of those negative traits that I was discussing earlier, and the way, like, just the perception that the labels have of not just hip hop, but like urban American culture, or like minority culture in America and minority culture around the world, or the groups of people who, if they go to America today, like if I get up and go to America today, I'd be considered an African American. So, people that look like me and people that look like Ice Spice, so not just black people, but black Latino people or Latino people. Because Ice Spice, I think, is like, she's Dominican, right? So they take her. Of course, she has a good look. She got some sort of charisma. She got the assets and so forth. And it's all right, good. We can throw her in the studio. We can pump out some music. And we can start pushing shit. A lot of people like to say, oh, no, she was discovered, bro. She was this and that. Listen. If you believe that Ice Spice's journey was an organic journey in the music industry, then I got like 3 unicorns outside and a Tyrannosaurus Rex outside there that I could sell for y'all, right? I could sell it to y'all right now for like $5 Guyana, right? So, and if you do the calculation on Guyana dollars to US dollars, that's a deal. You understand me? But yes, so they throw her in the studio, get some songs out of her. Then she goes on to, at the time it wasn't TikTok, it was Musically. So she goes on to Musically or Thriller or whatever the hell it was. Post her body, thirst straps, music in the background. She got this look where she wears this Annie wig, so everybody's like, oh, who's this? Let me check it out. And eventually, she builds up a buzz. She got Trey co-signing her, all these different people, to the point where we end up today where, She is considered one of the big stars. And I put stars in quotations because you already know how that is. The thing that really irks me now is that they're pushing her, and the songs that they're pushing, they ain't hitting. Those songs are not it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people like to throw it back in my face, like, oh, but you didn't say no when they're pushing Cardi B. For one, I used to say that, right? But after a while, Cardi B's team or herself, I don't know who was responsible for it, they actually started putting out decent music, enjoyable music. I could listen to Cardi B's first album right now and enjoy myself. I can't say the same if I put on Y2K. And trust and believe me, I'm not just a I'm not just a oh, I hate him from outside type of person. I've listened to that album and there's no replay value on that album outside of like you playing back was the song. Think you the shit? Yeah. If I listen back to the song just to laugh at it basically. Right? There's no replay value in the music. There is no kind of substance in the music. And not every song has to have like this message. It has to have these potent lyrics or anything like that. But look back at history, right? Look back at history and look at some of the songs that we consider stupid songs or just happy-go-lucky fun music. And tell me, why do you think those songs are so remembered and so revered? Look at the Macarena, for example. The Macarena is one of the, I'm not gonna say a stupid song per se, but it's just one of the most, happy-go-lucky, we just shits and giggles type of song. And it's memorable because the Macarena invokes a vibe within you, right? When you hear that, you gotta get up and do the dance. So that's why I'm asking from at least fun hip hop. Go back in the days when in hip hop's early stages, bro, it was party music. But the reason why a lot of those music and a lot of those songs you can throw it back on today and be like, oh, yo, this is old school hip hop. You don't have the old school dance and so forth and still get down to it. Like some of the old school, like electric slide and so forth. The reason why we could throw on a lot of those old school songs, and even going back down to like the 2000s, we had songs by like guys like Mystical who, they drop Shake Your Ass. June and them guys would have like back that ass up on these types of songs. The reason why we could get to it is because when they made those songs, when they made that music, they put their feelings, their true feelings into that music. They were actively having fun. You could feel the excitement through the speakers or whatever you've been listening to music to all these years, dog. Trust and believe me. Go back and listen to the music and you can hear it. And I just don't hear it with Ice Spice's music. It's like she just goes in the studio, she just does that and she's like, all right, good. When do I go home? When do I get my check? She's like, she doesn't care. Like the SoundCloud era, as much as I didn't really like that era, at least I can say some of them, man, they look like they love making the music that they were making, dog. Look, just listen back to them performance. But my biggest concern with all this, really and truly, is just the mediocrity and laissez-faire approach to not just making music, but producing it and then marketing it. It's like they just decide we could just make the most mediocre songs ever with a little, hype beat behind it, put it out there, and it's just gonna have that one spot where, the TikTok kids could play back over and over in the videos, and then they could just get that one hit of dopamine for like 30 seconds or whatever, however long a TikTok videos be. I don't know. I'm not on TikTok. But yeah, that's the one thing that really irks me about it. Quality of music is no longer there. And it's also very concerning, going back to the TikTok point. These songs, outside of the fact that most of them are extremely like very explicit, and this is me saying a lot coming from the fact that when I was a little boy, I used to be singing songs like Rampage Shop and Candy Shop. Yeah, very explicit songs, but it goes back to quality again, dog. It's like these little children nowadays, apart from the fact that they'll be listening to these overtly explicit songs, with all these different swear words and everything just plastered right there with no sort of creative spin or twist to it, they could also just be accepting mediocre, flash in the pan music. And that's not how we were raised. There was replay of value back then. I don't think a lot of mainstream music gets a lot of love these days from the people that make it. Like people don't love making music anymore. And that's one of the main concerns I have with like Ice Spice and these artists. But she's not just the only one. There are many other ones out there, but she's just like the face of this nonsense, and it has to be addressed. Really, it really has to be addressed. This is the reason why I just came out here to just rant, because I need to get this. I need to get this out there. Just wish there was some way that we could enjoy like having a mainstream outside of the mainstream. And we already know what the industry is like. So I would just love if talented artists could have like a platform where everybody could just go and listen to them, and they don't gotta worry about the politics and the mass manipulation and all these different things that comes with the wickedness of the music industry. You know, that, or if we got to confine with the music industry, at least put out something with quality and substance, bro. Please. Right? Please. No. I will do a follow-up video on this, as in where I actually have a script with some points and I'll go over it. But this is a video I had to put out there today. Just had to get it off my chest and whatnot. So I'll see y'all guys later. You know what I mean? Y'all look out for the next video about to drop soon. I think it can either be the D-Rose video or the part 2 the Roman Reigns video. But yeah, y'all look out for it. A nice video dropping soon. I can see y'all later though.